Okay, Dr. Witkowski's speech class. We're going to pan the room again. The first time around, I didn't. Hello. I didn't really get. I believe that we have 9 people here. You're welcome to count. No, I'm hoping 9 will, be worth some extra credit or something. Okay. Sound quality might not be the best. But anyway, here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for giving me a couple minutes of your attention. I realize that your time is valuable. I intend to respect that. I know that there's limits on the human ear, so I know what that's like. The reason why we are here is because this is a course credit requirement for Dr. Witkowski's public speaking course at Midland Tech, which I highly recommend. Good course. And in the next couple of minutes, well, I'll put it to you this way. You have Dr. Witkowski to blame for the subject matter here, okay? Because this is not my choice. I would rather give a speech on black death than to have to talk about myself, or to try to take my 50 years and compress them into 6 minutes. It's a very difficult thing to do, but I'm going to lay it all out there. I'm going to try to do my best. In the next few minutes, you're going to become an expert on Sean Crow, yours truly. You're going to know more things about me, about where I come from. Not just the me that stands here before you right now, but the me of yesterday and the person that I hope to evolve to in the future. So I'll start with the one question that I know is on everybody's minds here, and that is, where is this weird accent come from? Well, there's an interesting story behind that. Everybody says, you're not from around here, and, well, they're wrong, because actually I am Southern. My father was from Fayette County, Alabama, and in his travels in the 60s, he met a beautiful young lady and was absolutely smitten by her. She was from the Upper Peninsula of Canada, Michigan. I almost said Canada because, they're almost Canadian. The way they talk up there is really weird. I don't know if you've ever been exposed to it or not, but almost everything that they say, every other word seems to rhyme with moose, if you know what I'm talking about. No? Well, if you could imagine what an odd pairing that was, to have someone from Alabama, someone from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, their progeny is going to have a pretty weird accent, right? But wait, there's more. We immediately moved to Southern California, where I spent my formative years growing up, among many other weird accents. And so that's kind of the story behind that. Now, at age 6, we left California, and we did this epic transcontinental journey in the back of a pickup truck. There's a camper shell on it, so it was a safe step. But I still remember that well. And we traveled from Redlands, California, to Birmingham, Alabama, where we started our lives over. And we enjoyed a pretty comfortable middle-class lifestyle, I suppose, in Alabama. And I was very fortunate that my parents could afford private school for all of us kids. And that was a good experience. The religious indoctrination I probably could have done without, but the education was very good. And there was a very favorable student-to-teacher ratio, so they could really spend time helping us to develop our minds. And as a result of this, I learned very early on, the powers of introspection. And I was kind of a geeky kid with regular big Coke bottle glasses and always reading about nuclear reactors and that sort of stuff. But I just had this enthusiasm for life and this wild-eyed wonderment about the world around me that I think carried me, for a while. Now, my good fortune ended when I was 12, when my parents divorced. And at that time, I was thrust into poverty like I've never known before, and I hope I never know again. And it was pretty bad. It ended my aspirations for college. It ended at that time because there just simply was not money for me to go to college. The best that I could do was I got into a vocational technical college at 15. I managed to get in very early. And when I emerged from that at age 18, I was a machinist. A pretty well-skilled machinist, a pretty well-paid machinist. For the age of 18, I was making more money than any 18-year-old. And I mean, the party was on. It was good. And that lasted for about a year, and it ended with 2 words. I'm pregnant. Oh, yeah. I was 19, and I was not prepared for this. And I made a mistake that I would never do again, and it's going to haunt me for the rest of my life, and that is I married somebody whom I didn't know, and who I knew I was going to have a very hard time getting along with. That was a very difficult marriage, and it drove me to excess in a lot of ways. I became a workaholic. I would volunteer for every overtime project there was just to keep from going home, pretty much running from the conflict. That marriage came to a very acrimonious end 17 years after it began. Thankfully. And the next couple of years I spent with self-improvement. I learned that introspection that I think I had lost in the decades before. And when I was ready for it, I got married again to Dawn. Dawn over here in my life. The thing that really attracted me to her was she seemed to, well, she loves education. She's an educator herself. And she also kind of had that spark in her eye, like silly things. And so we're very compatible in that regard. So that's where I am today. Now, part of this assignment is to talk about not only where I've been and where I am, but to also talk about the future. And today is actually kind of a special day because Dawn and I today, we signed a sales contract on a 22-acre horse farm in Swansea, South Carolina. We have no interest at all in raising horses, but the idea of the farm solitude life, of living off the land, and spending our retirement years out there is something that appeals to both of us. And I can imagine that introspective, curious young boy, the young Sean, still resides at this address, and I'm pretty sure that the farm experience will bring that back out again. So that's where my future is, and I'm sure that goats and chickens are not going to replace all of you, my dear friends. They're not going to give me crap about my accent, though. So we have that. But anyway, that's where it is. Thank you. Okay, Dr. Witkowski, notice everybody's still in the room. Surprisingly. Hope this works.